A couple of years ago, I was involved in a research project where we used a binaural head to record walking sound in the dwellings and compare the perceived sound annoyance from when when your neighbor is walking on the floor above you. And a binaural head, a device like this. So this is a very nice artificial head, just like a mannequin torso. No, without the torso, but only this part. And then it's got microphones inside the ears here, mic and mic 2 here. 2 microphones, and these microphones are super sensitive and calibrated so that you can use this as a measurement tool. And then when this it's basically a super expensive microphone that resembles a human being. And the reason for that is that when you use this microphone, you will capture even sound reflexes that are coming on your body, like if something hits your shoulder and bounces towards the ear. You will hear these kind of reflections. And if a sound is coming from, let's see if this is the picture above the head, and here's the nose here. And you know how ears are shaped, like so. So if a sound is coming, if it's coming from the back, you will get some acoustic shade compared to if it's coming from the front. It's more like it's captured and led into the ear. So it will sound different depending on where the sound is, or from where the sound is arriving. And the reason that it's not like super detailed like a Madame Tussauds wax doll, the reason for that is that this is like a somewhat universal human being. So if you go for the Madame Tussauds approach with a perfect replica of a human being, then every single sound reflection from the body will be reproduced perfectly. However, it will only work that good for that person. But if you put another person in there which looks like something else, like we will do, it won't work as good. But with this device, this is like an average of all human beings, and it's actually called HRTF, and this stands for head related transfer function. So you get the transfer function from all the reflexes coming into your ears. Now, that's pretty cool, because what we then did with this device is that we recorded sounds. Let's see if we can do a little drawing here of the experiment setup. 2 living rooms in a pair of Swedish dwellings, which were sound class B. They measured the same sound reduction index, or impact sound insulation. We didn't test airborne sound. We only went for impact sound. And they had like, what was it? LNTW plus CI 50 to 2500. I think it was around somewhere around the 50 mark. And I think both of them had the same value. So in theory then, if they have the same objective rating, they should sound the same, but they don't. One of them, apartment 1, was an HDF concrete construction, and the second apartment was wooden, traditional lightweight construction with frames and plates. Yeah, that's it. So what we then did is that we put the artificial human being, the mannequin guy, down here. Let's see if we can draw it in a somewhat decent way. So that's the nose and that's the eyes. Let's do a smiley face and then you'll see which way it's pointing. And we also did some calculations to make sure that we put them in a good place with regard to room resonances, so we don't put him in a very bad or a very good spot with regards to room eigenfrequencies. So that's it. And then we had a human walker that was walking here. Was it kind of a, I don't recall by heart, but it was a figure of 8 perhaps, back and forth, with and without shoes, and recorded a couple of walking sequences like that in these 2 construction. So we had like two of each. Concrete, with and without socks, wooden dwelling, with and without socks. And then we could compare these ones in a listening test. And here's the interesting part then. When you do a recording like this of footfall noise in a wooden construction, you will have sound energy all the way down to 20 hertz and perhaps somewhat even lower than that. But the major part is covered if you go all the way to 20 hertz. And then when you're going to play back from a system like that with the head, the most reliable way to do it, I would say, is to use a pair of headphones. Not like these, but special headphones that are calibrated to replicate the sound that hit the microphones should be reproduced perfectly at your eardrums. So what you record, that's what you'll get in your ears when you're listening to it. However, with the headphones, you will have some problems to reproduce the very, very low frequency. So even if you look at the data sheet on a headphone, it can say that it can play all the way down to 20 hertz. Well, that's not just the case. They're too small to do that in a good way. So what we did is we created a combination, a big, nice Genelec large subwoofer, and then we combined it with these special headphones that were calibrated, and we used custom filters to create a full range frequency spectrum in a special laboratory. So what we had that's the most impressive thing I've ever seen with regard to sound reduction. Actually, we had like a frequency response that was flat from 20 hertz and upwards. It was plus minus 1 dB. 1. And that's not bad if you've ever tried to calibrate a sound system. So get a perfectly flat frequency response like that. And with this then, we could reproduce the sound that was recorded in the apartments when people were walking. Basically exactly like it sounded on site. And then we could bring test persons into the lab and have them compare these sounds and rate them accordingly, which like in an A/B test, which of the sounds A and B do you find more annoying? And we did a bunch of experiments on those. And well, I can't really elaborate on all that, but I can drop a link in the description to my PhD thesis, where if you want to read more about this interesting experiment and see how many decibels difference is there in perception between wood and concrete. That was quite interesting to see. Even though we had the same, like I said, these two rooms, they had the same rating. I think it was even perhaps 49 or something like that. Pretty good rooms, both of them. But the subjective difference was quite large, actually. So it's an interesting test, and I can drop a link in the description to the video. So that's a short little lecture on binaural head recordings and how you can use them in building acoustics as well. And in today's video, I'm wearing a white and gray outfit, which is really simple, with this favorite pocket square of mine, which you can fold like it actually looks like two, but it's only one. Orange, wonderful contrast with the gray, and then this sand beige colors with brown, which I pick up here with the belt and the pants, so you get the nice little harmony up here. It comes again. So, see you later.